I'm the men's house manager at the Mid-Ohio Valley Fellowship Home here in Parkersburg. So I'm 29 years old now. I started really using consistently at about 14 years old. So when I was 12 years old, my parents had split, and that kind of, it's what spiraled me into trying to find an answer, any answer to subside pain, I guess, or discomfort in my life at the time. So alcohol is where I started at, and I found that when I was drinking, nothing else mattered. By the time I was 21 years old, now I'd been using drugs at that point, drinking every day. I started using heroin when I was 16 years old. And really at that point, it was something that had started that I couldn't stop. I didn't know how to stop it, and I had made a decision that it's the way I was going to die, really. I'd accepted that that would be what was going to do it for me. And that's when my life took a very dark turn. It went downhill fast. I got arrested for the first time when I was 24 on a misdemeanor, possession of meth here in town. And I ended up getting unsupervised probation out of that. So really, I still had no desire to change. 2 months after being put on unsupervised probation, I got a felony. So that one rocked me a little bit. May 7th of 2023 is my sobriety date. So from the time I moved down here when I was 21 till I was 25 years old, I went to inpatient facilities 7 different times between 3 different facilities. Never to actually clean up at all. Never because I wanted to, and it gives the people I love hope. This is wrong, but it gave them hope that I was going to do different. You know what I mean? And that's what I did. I just gave hope and took hope. And I realized that if I didn't stop using, I was going to prison. It wasn't as much a fear of going to prison as much of the fear of not being able to use when I got there. Because I still had this idea that if I was able to stay out here somehow, I could find a way to finesse the system to where I could use and still submit a clean drug screen to the powers that be. That was really it, the fear of stopping completely and really saying that I'm done for the rest of my life. I couldn't come to grips with that. 5-6 months into my sobriety, even though I just held on in that 5 or 6 months, I just held on because I knew that was my last chance. I came to a place where I made a decision that, I've made it this long, right? For the first time, and it's possible because I've trammed through it this long, even on hard days. I've made the decision to not do this today, and it's gotten me to this point. So I'm gonna now apply what I used to apply to abusing the substances to trying to find a new way of life. When I applied myself to trying to find a way to be happy in sobriety and finding a new way of life, I believe I started to find that, and it's been ever evolving, really. Seeking the happiness, seeking the joy in life, setting goals for myself to achieve in the future. I have control of my life today, and I can control my own happiness and destiny to an extent today. My wife and I actually just purchased our first house. Nearly every weekend now, when the weather's permitting it, I go ride motocross, and that actually has reunited me with my family all the way up in Northeast Ohio. Before I got sentenced and entered long-term treatment, I was homeless out here living in a car. I was homeless for 6 months. I had $2 to my name when I went to Clean and Clear. These are things that I never could have imagined being able to achieve. I guess in a weird way, I proved myself wrong. The idea I had in my own mind of what I was able to do or who I could become, I sold myself short. Even a year and a half ago, these things seem so out of the scope of reality for me, and I applied myself in the same way I did for so long, using to making a better life for myself. But I find the joy in small things too. Sometimes just making dinner with my wife is sufficient for me. I don't need much because I've come from a place where I had nothing. I'm just grateful to have a place to make food to make, you know what I mean? And when you can find joy in things like that, it's hard to be unhappy.